ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me at 339-1670, or you can call my office at 238-6716. Those of you that have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. If you have your property to sell and you want to mortgage your property for some money borrow, you can also contact me. I would say a good night to the viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you on our page, Real Talk page, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, those of you who don't know about our YouTube channel, subscribe to YouTube at TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live. Now viewers, I must say a special good night to Trinidad and Tobago, the hard-working, essential workers, the officers, the doctors, the postal agent, the nurses, Tiantec, WASA. I must say a special good night to them because they are working, some of them working around the clock to make sure that we have everything. The prison, the army, the Coast Guard. Special good night to you all. Now viewers, feel free to call in 238-6716. Tell your friends, tell your family, Real Talk is going live. It's Mash Up Monday tonight as we talk about the health sector. And you know when I bring something to you all, we just bring it real, we just bring facts behind it. We just bring video recording, we just bring notes, pictures, everything to you so you would understand what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Now viewers, remember we have our food drive going on. We are collecting cash, stuff from any individual who wants to donate. Now like I said, I want to reach about 200 homes. These 200 homes is in needy homes. They also need medication. And I'm asking 150 persons in Trinidad and Tobago to donate $1,000 each. With $1,000, we could be able to reach the 200 homes with medication and groceries as we see it fit to do so. So viewers, feel free to contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716 to make a contribution. Now, there are plenty of people who believe in miracles and who believe in planting seeds. I believe in planting seed. I just plant a lot of seed. We just help out a lot of people. And it's the grace of God, it's the goodness that you do, that God will open doors for you. And I have seen it. I have seen it. So if you want to see a miracle happen in your life, if you want to see something good, plant a seed into Real Talk. Dedicate that $1,000 into helping somebody poor. Now, I just always say, and I'm proud to say it, I don't ask anybody to fund Real Talk. I've created a platform for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But because of this pandemic that is hitting Trinidad, I am begging you, the citizen, not for me, you know, not for my son, not for my wife, not for my family, but I'm begging for the less fortunate, the one that don't have a voice. So I'm asking you, Trinidad and Tobago, even if you're outside Trinidad and Tobago and you want to send a contribution to us, 339-1670 or 238-6716. Get in touch with me. Like I said, dedicate that $1,000 on behalf of you and your family to a needy person. And we will reach people with your help. It's not about me. It's not about Real Talk. It's about reaching the people. So viewers, feel free to contribute. You know, I must say thanks to my friend in Florida. I must say thank you, my dear. I know you are locked on. Today we went and collected the thing. You know what I'm talking about. I want to say thanks to you again. So viewers, as we start off tonight, it's Mash Up Monday. So here it is. The Chief Executive Office of each regional health authority has been charged with the responsibility of distributing personal protective equipment to health workers. Now listen to this, eh? The reason why I decided to run this is because certain parts of Trinidad in the health sector have reached out to Saieed. They look at my show. They saw what the type of legislations and bills that we pushed for and we got it passed. And they decided to run this with me. Now listen to this, eh? I'm going to read what the health minister said. Health Minister Terence Dialsing said, however, that those workers who may be at a higher risk would be given proper priority. His statement comes over claims that health workers were not getting the proper PPE gear.
Every healthcare worker has been stratified in the system, and the Chief Medical Officer has said this on this forum more than once. You stratify healthcare workers in 3 categories. Those who are at risk of high exposure, medium risk, and low risk. Everyone in the high exposure group, and there was a video on Saturday with Dr. Parkinson on how you intubate a patient, those persons will get the highest degree of PPE.
Minister Dialsing said a decision was taken 3 weeks ago to control the distribution of PPE due to the problem associated with the global supply chain.
We have now put PPE under the direct control of the CEOs of all RHAs to make sure that the correct PPE is available to the correct person at the correct time.
Now viewers, why did we choose to raise this? It's because nurses have been complaining. Ward personnel have been complaining that they are not getting the proper gear. I don't bring something to you that is fake, that is mama guy kind of thing. I don't do that. That is not my kind of line. Now, if staff are complaining, what do you think is taking place? It's because they are fearful. They are not getting the proper gears to work with. Hence the reason why they are complaining. If it is in the public domain, why should there be a cover-up if there is one taking place? We are talking about our frontline workers. We are talking about the second-line workers. We are talking about the personnel that is being in the wards. We are talking about our healthcare workers. How many of you have friends and family in the hospital working, and every single day go by, they ask God to protect their loved ones from this virus? How many of us? So I want to say to the Minister of Health now, I understand you are the Minister of Health. You could come in a media briefing and say anything you want. You could say anything you want. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the workers in the hospital. It comes down to the workers in the hospital. So if they are complaining that they are not getting proper gears, by all means, find yourself as a minister down in the hospital and see what's taking place. Because the supervisors could come and say anything to save their positions and to save yours. Our healthcare done in a crisis already. So my advice to you, get up from the chair, the comfortable chair that you're on, and go down. Go down and meet the frontline workers. Forget what the supervisor and what the managers say. They could say anything. So go down and see what them need. Take what I'm telling you. Go down and see it. Because you might carry a name like the Minister of Education. The 4th week start, nothing in place for education. You understand? So I opened my big mouth tonight on my show with Mash Up Monday to let you know the healthcare workers, they're complaining. Get your tail down there and see what's going on. That's why sometimes I just always say the supervisors and the managers and the advisors, they would say anything, you know. Anything could be swept under the carpet. But to uphold your name as the Minister of Health, as Mr. Terence Dialsing, don't just take what your advisors say. Go down in the field, go down in the hospital, meet your frontline workers, and hear what is their complaint. Meet the ward personnel, find out what they want. This is on behalf of the healthcare workers in Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, this is what I have always been saying. You cannot put your safety in the hands of what the advice these people have given you. Now, on one side, they're telling you how dangerous this virus is.
Yes.
How you have to practice social distancing, wear your mask, stay off the streets, how dangerous this virus is. And then on the other hand now, they're telling the healthcare workers who is directly involved with this virus that here what? There are 3 different stages of the virus. Serious, not so serious, and they're giving them appropriate PPE to suit the thing. From the ambulance drivers to the doctors, every situation is extremely serious. And the people are supposed to be provided with the same safety PPE gears and be made aware that here they are there to protect themselves to the fullest level. So you cannot be telling the population on one hand how dangerous this virus is and how important it is to stay inside, and then now you're telling the healthcare workers here what? We will give all your PPE according to what level you. The virus would not segregate and say, hey, here what? I am attacking you because you are low level safety risk.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you, my friend. Now I'm going to tell you something. It started off from the ambulance driver. And then they go into the hospital. The person who received them must be in proper gear. Because they don't know what's coming. They don't know what grade, what level of sickness coming. So, in my case, they are the frontline workers. They are the frontline workers. The ambulance driver that picking them up, they are the frontline workers. And then they goes into the hospital by the people who picking them up. They and all are frontline workers. In my case, no nurse and no doctor are 2nd and 3rd line workers because all of them are facing the same thing. The very same thing. From the ambulance driver who picking you up in your home, bringing you to the hospital, and then they're assessing you in the hospital, and then they're carrying you up in the ward, and then people coming to see about everybody from the ambulance to the ward. They are frontline workers, not just the ones who doing operations. Tonight are for the frontline workers. For the healthcare, for the nurse, for the doctors, for the man who pushing the wheelchair, for the wardsman, for everybody. They're supposed to be wearing proper gears. Not, well, you know, the virus, you know, it's deadly. And the doctors went, sit down, up to mark, proper PPE. And the ambulance driver now, they don't have anything. Who you think brings in to the hospital is the ambulance drivers. Is the one that doing the assessment on you before you go up to the ward. I would consider them the frontline workers, not the one that in Cora and in Couva and in Balandra. No. The frontline workers start from the ambulance drivers. Go all the way up to the bed in the ward. Caller, good night.
Good night, Said.
Go right
what
ahead.
I want to know, all private citizens, the individual people, are responding, giving hampers. I see Ishmael with a set of hampers, the masjid with hampers, everybody giving out masks, sanitizer, water, and all these kind of things. Where is the government? They took $10 billion from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. That is the only thing they was prompt in doing, is to go to Parliament and take out this money. What is it? Nobody is getting social relief grant. Nobody is getting nothing. And all this huff and puff with the Alcing that they have masks, the red and ready, tell you to tear up jersey and shirt and make masks. What it is really, I would like you to address that. So what is it really they took out that money for? It is not reaching nobody. It is private citizens who are heeding the call and, staying up. If these people don't deliver hampers and water and sanitizer and things, then God help poor people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, we understand that I showed you on Fire Friday, where Colin Imbut addressed. They addressed the legislations and the amendments and whatever it is, whatever there is to address, to go into the Heritage and Stabilization Funds. Good. We're hearing that they take out $10 billion. Right? It is alleged. Friday gone, they had access to 50 million US, with another 50 million to come. Good? Listen to this. It's about a month now. Not one single cent have been paid to the relief grant. Salary relief grant, rent grant. Nothing have been paid. The only people that are receiving money is the food card. Now, I know I have a script, My director is always telling me to follow my script, but I'm swaying a little bit. Money spending. They say it's over $40 million have been spent concerning food distribution. What I would like Ms. Robinson Regis to come out with, let the public know how much individuals are on the food grant. You came out before and you said how much they would be receiving. Not a problem with that. Give some transparency to the public, because let me tell you something, we're going in the billions now. You say 40 million have been distributed there. Come out and tell the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago whose tax-paying dollars you all are using. Come out and tell the citizen how many individuals are there on the food grant. Categorize it for the citizen. We have 1,000 family with 3 individuals per house collecting 450 or 500. We have 10,000 individuals with a family of 4 collecting 500 or 600. Give us a breakdown. Give us a breakdown. Because I want to know, and I will continue lighting it up, on how much money have been spent, where it's spent, because I'm telling people to stay home, let me tell you something. It's only 1.3 to 4 million people Trinidad have. Compare to 30, 40, 50 millions in other countries. And we're talking about 50 million US dollars We're talking about 10 billion allegedly come out. And it's in the public domain. So people now wants to know, where is this money going? Now another thing. Prime Minister come out and appoint a 22-member committee to stir Trinidad and Tobago after the pandemic. You all never had a plan in place. For 5 years, Trinidad and Tobago have seen no growth. I am a businessman in Trinidad. We have seen no growth in Trinidad. But we have a pandemic hit we. And all of a sudden, you pick out 22 members and you put them to give us, call it a roadmap. We don't need a roadmap. This 22 members, what you appointed, you telling me that the 41 or the 46 members in parliament are incompetent of doing our work. That is what you telling me. Because to all of them in the administration, I just always start off like this. I am not affiliated with no party. None. So you can't say Saieed is a UNC, or Saieed is a PNM, or Saieed is a NJAC, or whatever it is. You can't come on my table and say that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saieed.
My friend.
This morning I listened on 104.7. A woman said that Rowley calling people thieves. And I shot y'all sing, must you want to rent the next place again?
Thank you, my friend. You see, tonight is a mash-up Monday, you know. Is how many ministers we have running Trinidad. Let me tell you something. I just be hearing from Stuart Young, Minister of National Security. We hearing from Terence Singh, the Minister of Health. We hearing from the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Faris Al-Rawi. We hearing from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Keith Rowley. Where's the rest of ministers? You appoint 41 of them. Where are they? Where are they? We hearing nothing from agriculture. We had a Minister of Health come up the other day and say, Martin, my staff tried for an hour to log on to that site, and we could not get through. After that, we ain't hear nothing again. We ain't hear nothing again. Where's agriculture? Where's education? Are they not important sectors? But we just hear from the Commissioner of Police. We just hear from him concerning what strategies or what they're planning to do concerning the safety of Trinidad and Tobago. Other than that, we don't hear from nobody. I don't hear from nobody. And if I'm not hearing from them, which are in the media, Trinidad and Tobago definitely not hearing. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Saieed, I see they are coming up with a little hamper and giving family, or they only giving the older people. So the person who working a normal day work and thing, and them have no taxes to pay, right? Them starving right now, them have nothing to get. They are past nothing to them. They only giving the old people them.
Thank you, my
so
friend.
The younger people, them have nothing to get. Them starving in the country right now.
Thank you, my friend. They never wanted to invest money in agriculture. Never. What happening now? What happening now? Now agriculture now is one of the main sector in Trinidad and Tobago presently. So let's fight it. I have a whole script, you know. My director might say, Saieed, you just stick to your script. We might have a bacchanal after the show. But nevertheless, we go handle that from after 8 o'clock. But I want to hear, I really want to hear how much money spending. Trump right now is threatening the U.S. citizen to open back business. To open back business because their economy going down. $2 trillion they pump into their economy. And Trump is threatening to open back because it is going down. It is going down. So we now start to stay home in we house. Because come 30th of April, I expect to hear the minister say, that we're extending it. Let me tell you something. The minister come out and say, I have shown this on this program, that we have X amount of bed. X amount, I will always talk about this, but you're paying Balandra. You're paying Davis. Why are you paying private peoples when you have the hospital there? He talked about acreage. The only acreage place it have that is safe is the home for the footballers. Tacarigua, but if you follow see where Tacarigua is, if you see that step down there, in a community with people and a residential community too. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, you know the 10-year girl that get bounced down on the party bus and killed by a police officer. You know to be on the party bus you're supposed to have a PBR pass.
Yes.
Or if this officer wasn't on the party, you know this child never get killed? Look how much time we have police officer kill people on the bus suit. Nothing never come out of it. You know, police officers do all sorts of crime in this country and get us prosecuted. Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, oil price have hit $1. $1. I heard the Prime Minister made a speech that when he came into power, the oil price was $5 a barrel. When they now come into power, we had money to pay. Is that for 3 days or 3 months? That's all the money they had in the treasury. Out of an empty treasury. Out of an empty treasury came the Curab interchange. Out of the empty treasury that there was given Sandals, who canceled a project in Tobago, $1 billion to build a hotel. We talking about an empty treasury, eh? An empty treasury. Now, I am waiting to see what they are coming up with. Now that the oil price is $1 per barrel, I want to hear now how the money going and spend now. Because the Minister of Finance, they want to wait for next year because people dying down here. They had to make arrangement now to do over whatever clause and legislation they had to do to go in to HSF fund. Now they went in. We have 1.3 or 1.4 million citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. Going into the 4th week, and nobody can receive a grant of self-employment, rental assistance. It's only the food card getting money thus far. And for people who paying rent, I hear landlord throughout Trinidad and Tobago making bacchanal for their money now. They're making bacchanal for their money now. So all those people who have HDC houses and renting them out, HDC now, I hope that they find out who are the people now that have HDC houses and renting it out. Let me see what's going to happen. Let me see what's going to happen. Because I know somebody who rents in a HDC house and the landlord wants to put them out because they can't pay rent. I'm telling you my mind. It have plenty people who rent in. Their landlords are threatening to put them out on the streets. How long will the rental grant take to come into effect? Because keep in mind, Election. This is supposed to be an election year. Keep in mind, Allah would want to come back in power. Let me tell you something. There are times that it be real stinking. I mean, the business who watching and who like it, you know. The most important thing is that the viewers of Real Talk would understand is that the facts we're bringing out to them. Is the facts that are bringing out to you. Because at the end of the day, the rich man don't feel it. The rich man don't ever feel it. It's the lower class in society that feel it. The agriculture, the fisherman, the cane farmers, the market vendors. You might pass and see a market man have a big house. He'd heard that from your mother or your grandmother working in the market. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, I see the brand new law now. It's only 3 days in a week, business opening half day, right?
Yeah.
Like Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, right?
That's for hardware.
The rest of days, where the people going to get money to buy food to eat, right? What the government supposed to do? Open back all the business and let everybody put on the PPE and come out full secure themselves with respirator and everything.
Yep.
Because if they continue shutting down so, we're going to become the people in Trinidad, they're going to starve out and dead out.
That's what's going to happen.
And what they're supposed to do, they're supposed to be printing new $100 bill and bring and share it for the public people.
Right, doubles?
Share it for them so they go buy food to eat. They're there working. You understand?
Yep. Thank you, my
That
friend.
is the thing.
So hear this now. Hear this, eh? Those in authority would understand. For we to stay home, let me tell you something. Me study no other countries, you know. Other countries putting things in place for their people. Every time the health minister go before the camera, it is always a global sickness. Global sickness. Global pandemic. When the world was good, the health sector in Trinidad was stinking. Global pandemic, so much and so much, 1,000 dead. And then I have, oh God, forget, I don't want to hear about the other worlds. I want to hear about Trinidad and Tobago. Because while the other countries were putting things in place, when this pandemic do hit them, we was balling in Trinidad, oh, we're not going to get that. That topic not good to discuss. Now we have mothers crying for milk in Trinidad and Tobago. Landlords putting out people by the road. While they're taking all of bloody hell time to put now salary, rent, groceries, food card, pandemic leave have come out yet, it's in the making. I feel when the 22-member team for COVID, the roadmap come into effect, we might get none of these things yet. I tell you, you are stink, you know why? It's too much of bloody hell dotishness taking place. In the hospital now, they're complaining about them getting proper PPE. And we have the minister a few weeks back boasting, we have 1 million masks. We're storing it in our warehouse for it to get dry rot. Some people complain about medications. Mr. Minister, if you don't get phone calls about it, if your office do not get phone calls about it, Real Talk Studios, they'll be flooded with calls. Understand, we go have a little savings of a little, the small man go have a little 200-300 saving. They go have a 200-300 saving. But when the saving run out and we home, what's going to happen? So I want to ask now. The rental assistance grant. When a household collect the rental assistance grant, are they entitled now for a salary relief grant? I'm asking a question. Because they say if you're getting pension, you can't get your NIS. Well, then why am I paying NIS to the government if when I reach at the age of 65, I cannot get my NIS if I get in pension? And when you go to the NIS office now, it's our next bacchanal now because I make my 300 contribution, and when I go to NIS, they have 100 contribution. Caller, good night.
I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
This country, we are heading for communists because what is going on? There are pressures that we can't see about to ourselves, and we will try to fight back. This communist this country is going for, and these people don't want us to vote, right? So they're doing anything for us to go this way. Trinidad and Tobago gone, right? These people to be removed from power. Thank you.
Now, I want to know now, I swing in a little bit, but I keep it in touch with my topics and them. I have a list, you know. My directors and my researchers, they go quarrel after the show, but nevertheless, hear this. Our Prime Minister said he's taking advice from the experts. Before pandemic, COVID-19 came into effect, we was already struggling in Trinidad. We didn't have no money. The oil sector, Colin members say the country booming, boom shut. The refinery shut down. Boom shut, it shut down. So now oil is $1 per barrel. WTI. What are we going to say now? What are the heads of this country going to tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago now? Another global pandemic. Another one hit us. So what are we going to do? For the last 4 or 5 years in Trinidad, no growth. The present blaming the past. All the time, 4 years up the road, 5 years up the road, you're blaming the past. Why are we still blaming the past when we in the present? Thank God the past put a HSF. Thank all the time Cuba Hospital are good. They have this, they have that, they have the next. All on a sudden it's good. We have beds throughout Trinidad and Tobago in hospitals, but you're paying private citizens for building. You see this week coming up here? You see this week, this whole week is a fire week. Take what I'm telling you. This whole week is a fire week. Now viewers, keep in mind Real Talk is sponsored through Saieed Ali. Not nobody. Not nobody. So you can't tell me, Saieed, don't say this and don't say that. Shut your mouth and listen. If you don't like it, turn the channel. If you don't like it, change the channel. Because let me tell you something. Every single day, watch me, my phone line is being ringing off the hook. Off the hook. That is take turns in listening to people. The sufferation with people. Now you're spending more money now with a 22-member roadmap. Why did they come into effect? What are they doing? What plan they're coming to give you that I and the citizens of Trinidad don't already know? Watch me. You see, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mash up. If you don't like what I'm saying, turn your channel. Turn it to some fancy thing. And when reality hits you now, continue watching the fancy station. You will tell me renters, landlord putting out people from their home. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years they're renting from you. And all of a sudden you put them out, your house should fall down. Take what I'm telling all you. All I want to be stink, the house that you're living in, it should fall down. You see, this show is not about a fancy program, you know. This show is about bringing reality to you. And I just tell anybody, you want to come down on side, you want to run down, feel free, the door open. But just know how you're running. Because I have some invisible guard. You see how they say the virus is an invisible virus? It's affecting your respiratory system. It's invisible. Play around and knock on me, and I will open your eye to show you my invisible bodyguard. You see, 4 of them tried to do that when they went after my son, but they didn't realize. They didn't realize what to expect next. They thought they could have zipped my mouth. They thought they could have shut down my studio. It's something different. It's something different. So we're facing reality in Trinidad and Tobago, viewers. We're facing reality. And another pandemic hit us is that the price of oil dropped to $1. $1. So I heard the Prime Minister give a speech this evening. I'm waiting for the Minister of Finance to come out with a speech also. You see, countries put aside a reserve. Trinidad, we have no backup. We have none. And let me tell you something. We're going to start May month just now. We're going to start May month. Crime would go up. They quite tell you. You know why? Everybody home. And money running out. And you're hearing the little one bawling are hungry. The wife bawling are hungry. The cupboard's bare because we don't have a proper agriculture sector to back us up. I hear when fishermen go out to catch fish now, Coast Guard taking advantage of them. I know it have those in authority listening, you know. We have a call. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, first time caller from Clarkstown there.
Welcome to Real Talk, my friend. Thanks for viewing.
Yeah. Same how the government, time to vote, they send your polling card in your mail. Why the cash and the salary grant in your mail too?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. So now, viewers, it's about solution now. It's about solution. And don't tell me the 21 member coming with solution, you know. Because 5 years now, all are running, and all are running, and all are running till we run down. Business closing down. People can't get back their VAT refund. Taxes cannot be paid. Finance minister said, pay us what you owe us. So what about if I tell you, pay me what you owe me? Where you go say? And all the businessmen in Trinidad saying the same thing. Pay us what you owe us. So while you was collecting all our taxes, what you was doing? You collecting our taxes and you're giving us bonds. You know, long time there's a bread van. Pass selling beep, and they had 50-cent or dollar bonds. You know why I've been so stink tonight and so bold-faced? Because we're in a crisis. And the non-essential workers are home. People are being put out from their rent, their place of rental. Food stop coming on the table. Starting the 4th week now. And not one payment have been released other than those in the food card. Caller, good night.
A very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
To you, my friend.
PPE and stuff that the nurses and doctors use in the hospital have been a problem for a long while now. I wouldn't call name, but I know a doctor, a female doctor, who refused to do surgery on a little child because the gloves were substandard, right? The hospital is supposed to have grade A PPE all the time. And the Minister of Health had said recently in a press conference that PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization, which we are a signatory to, have a stockpile of PPE that if we need, all we have to do is make a request and it will be here in 48 hours. So I hope he keep good to his word and get it here because they need it. All the best. Have a great evening.
Thank you, my friend. You see, in every country, we have a small population of 1.3, 1.35, close to 4. And we don't have nothing proper in a small country as this, where oil and gas was flowing, where the agriculture sector was making money. Now we're drying up like dry coffee stick. And with billions flowing through. Today we're still suffering. And it's going to get worse for you. I'm telling you that. Same way I was telling earlier. Before COVID hit Trinidad, I was talking about it weeks before. What are we going to do if one case should hit us? 1 month down the road and we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan. Assessment still taking place. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
Okay, two solutions. For the, you see, for the set of traffic where people don't want to stay home, and for the essential workers to pass, let the national security and them give the shoulder to the essential workers to reach the work on time, right? Because this thing causing real bacchanal. Either essential worker and is real bacchanal today. And number two, if it is they don't want people to go and collect a little food, like by in Shande, because the man trying to give needy people and what have you, let the police take it in their vehicle while they're patrolling and give the people who need the food, right? There is two solutions. And I don't know what taking with agriculture will be done. We have to go back to cassava and all them set of things like milk and cow and goat and let we go back. We go see, no potato will come again, you know. Anyway, have a good night, brother. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. Now, this is so simple to rectify in this country. Eh? We have MPs for our district. We have councillors in the local areas. Election time, months before election, councillors walking the road. Let me tell you something before I start. Every MP and councillors and advisors and managers and supervisors, everybody know where the poor people is in the country, in their constituency. It's only when election reach you're walking. You don't mind having 2-3 rags in your back pocket to dry up the sweat. You're walking. You're walking in a mud track. And you little $200-300 shoes, you don't mind if it get mud. If it got little numbers on it, there no problem. You go wipe it by the grass. But you're going into me tanty to get tanty 1 inch is a finger. Stick down an ink to put next to your symbol. Right? Let me tell you, I stink, you know. You have about 11-12 minutes and we show again tonight. All you walking, all you going, all you know where they are. Look, I started getting hoarse, a dry throat. All you know where they are. But now pandemic come out. Pandemic come out. All you are not afraid to come out. But if election is in November, watch me, pandemic or no pandemic, all you're coming out. All you're coming out. Very few areas we are seeing handouts. Very few. Very, very, let me tell you something, it's so few that you could check. Yeah. So where are all the councillors? UNC and PNM. Where all of them? Because more or less them is the 2 biggest parties in Trinidad. Come out. from north to south to east to west, come out. Come out. Because come general election, all of you coming out. Rain falling, flood moving, all of do business. So I hear now, to light up all on TV now, to tell all you, come out and face the heat. Come out and see where the people going down. Coughing on TV, they might say COVID. All of them might say COVID, but my throat dry. Because I realize now I had to get on stink on TV now. For the poor in society, for the opposition and the present to come out and go down to the people. Walk around the area. Health Minister saying, proper way, put on your gloves, put on your mask, and come out. Show the people that you're coming to meet them. Give them something to think about. You see, I light them up. They have PC equipment and health centers now. Now they want to do mass testing. If I didn't open my mouth, they might have been sitting down there still. But they appoint a 22 member for a roadmap. Why you didn't appoint 22 members when all now come into power to fix Trinidad and Tobago? It have money now. It have money. Who vex lost, you know? Stick with the race, and we go make it some way. But if you fall out of the race, me I'm talking about here type, you know. I'm talking about being a race to survival here now. Caller, good night.
Hello, Sai, good night.
Go right ahead.
I heard you mention about the population around 1.2, 1.4. Are in these Venezuela, and you did match. And two, up on the Komodo, on the line, you give everybody notice to move to pass the highway. I want you to look into that, Mr. Saieed, because I don't know when they move these old people, where they're going. I hope to not have a place to put them. Find a driver and know what to do to go around. Every person has to put that highway. I don't know where it's passing. I don't know where it's passing, but there's a hell of a on and the answer let them put one and do.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. You know what's the next thing? A lot of taxi drivers complaining that the passengers don't want to pay the extra fare to go where they're supposed to be. That is another thing to deal with. So, I'm not asking the councillors, I'm not asking the MPs, I am telling you all, get all your tail outside and see what the people need. Because this whole week, you know what got me stink today? I received over 100 calls on my cell phone. Over 100 calls. That rental people putting out their tenants. Rental people. You see up in the west? Is the west, Shane? Is the west? You see up in the west? It have some of them up there. You know when God struck down Sodom and Gomorrah with brimstone and fire? It should happen to some of these tenants and them who money hungry. I tell all you, I'm being real now. It's real talk, real facts, real issue. Caller, good night. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, good night. I from Londonville. In Shogunans, right?
Yeah.
And I'm calling because I am on the ground where the poor people is. And every day I've been out selling and watching everybody what they're doing, right? And everybody just suffering.
Thank you. There's a saying, the rich will continue getting the rich, and the poor will continue being poor. It's time for the present administration to step up Speed up process. Speed up process. And give back to the people what they gave to you all. All kind of promises was made. All type of promises was made. All type of promises was made. Health and agriculture, oh God, it's a shame. It's a shame we living in this state, knowing millions and billions flowing through Trinidad. Other countries, health and education is number one. What we have for number one? Saving money. Saving money. That is number one. Let me tell you something. You can save all the millions you want in the bank. And when one sickness hit you, one sickness hit you, and die the end of it. All never had a problem paying a bill for a minister who ain't working. All never had a problem with that. Never. But putting a plan into effect is a problem. But nevertheless, the old people have a saying that God will open a door for you. This week, it had to be a week of action. It had to be a week of performance. Viewers, we're almost out of time for tonight. We have a call. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Good night, Saeed. I want first-time caller.
Welcome to Real Talk, my dear. Thanks for viewing.
Yes, I always view you. Now I have a little problem here with the NIS. My brother, now hear what happening. He have a stroke, and he get an NIS for a little while. Now since October last year, he get no NIS. Every time he go to check, the doctor had to review the file, the file by the doctor, the file by the doctor. Up till today he gone back, the file still by the doctor. The man have a stroke, he can't work, the family, he can't no money to buy tablet, nothing. I don't know what it is going on in this place. And the thing is, you cannot go to see anybody now. You have to talk to the receptionist outside by the door. They're giving you a number to call, and the number you're calling, nobody answering.
Wow. Thank you for raising your concern, my dear. So viewers, it's a reality we're facing. And Real Talk this week will be a mashup. See, we start off tonight because we're going into a month with no progress. And all they keep saying is stay home, stay home, stay home. Stay home, no money making, we're starving. So just a reminder, our rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I will be back with you all tomorrow night, which is Tuesday, the 21st, for another episode of Real Talk. Now, viewers, don't worry, I ain't no corona. It's just my throat dry because I'm so heated. There's the fire in me. Real Talk, we are having our drive. We are collecting cash. 150,000 I want to raise to help out people in need. So I am asking you, the viewers of Real Talk, by extending your friend and your family who have business, contribute $1,000. It's only 150 people to raise $150,000 to feed 200 homes, you know. I'm not begging for myself. So all the viewers of Real Talk now, businessmen, friends, family, associates, all like Real Talk. Real Talk, we in need for something for the people. So feel free. Now, I just do spiritual work. And there's a difference between me and a normal man. When you sow a seed with somebody who does do spiritual work, who connected with higher beings, miracles just happen. I let you know, miracles just happen. So feel free to sow a seed of $1,000. We need to raise $150,000 to feed 200 homes with medications and groceries. We still have the school children to deal with. So we're taking things one step at a time. So I'm asking of you, the viewers of Real Talk, your friend and your family, please contribute. Let's make it work. And step by step, we are going to get through this with or without the government help. Viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night until we meet again. Good night.